for the next player, in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics, for the 57th pick in the NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Max Shulga. Is that how you say it again? I
Yeah,
know
Shoga.
Shulga. Yep.
Yeah,
Max Shulga, height 6'5", from VCU. All right. Age 23. So again, another 23-year-old. I did not like this at all at first. I was not a big fan of Max Shulga. I feel like Seamus wasn't, not that he didn't like him as well. I'm gonna bring us back up for a second because wasn't like, oh, I don't like him. I just don't know him, because that's the problem. When you get into those late 50s, unless your name's Bronny James, no one knows you. So he's a guy where, how high is his ceiling? Not sure, but here's some stats that really changed my perspective on him. Last year, he averaged 15 points per game. He shot 43.5% from field goal, rebound 5.9 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game. So
two steals as well.
2 steals per game as
Yeah,
well.
two steals.
Oh,
Yeah, two steals. That's
so
pretty big.
I've opened the door on him. I am open to Max Shulga. I did not like him at first, and I apologize. It must have been autocorrect, but on my post on Instagram, I spelt his name completely wrong. But I've opened up the door on him. I don't think he's a player that's going to get a lot of minutes with the Celtics. I think he's going to be a two-way player, and you're going to see him spending a lot of time in Maine. But what are your thoughts, Daniel? Because I was not high on him at first, but then I looked at his stats as soon as we drafted him yesterday, and I instantly was like, I'm not, I'm not mad. I'm not mad about this. It's definitely a head scratcher, as in anyone. I wanted the Celtics to go after Ryan Nimhard for that pick, obviously, brother of Andrew Nimhard, but I turned the door on Max Shulga. But what about you, Daniel? What are your thoughts on Max Shulga?
Oh yeah, I'm really big on him. Just because any player that I know, I'm usually like big on once we draft. I didn't know Amari Williams. I love him, but I knew Max Shulga from his college years and
You
at
did.
VCU, and I watched him play as well. Like obviously, I'm not like at the and the stadium, but I was a fan of him a little bit. And just to point out here his progression from the season before. In the 23-24 season, he averaged 14 points. He's bumped it up to 15 last season. 2 seasons ago, he averaged 4.6. Now he averages 5.9. What is that? Rebounds? Yeah, rebounds. And 4 assists, he used to average 3.7, and now he averages 4. So his career progression in the last 2 years has been a lot. As the main guy for VCU, he played 33 minutes for them last season. So he was really big. And to go with those two steals, I think once again is going to be a defensive. He's going to have a defensive mindset, which is what we've been needing in the Celtics organization. And I really like him as a pick. But what I like most about him is those two steals. I think that says a lot about defensively where he is or where he's at, and maybe he's going to be paired up with Hugo Gonzalez on the court at some point. And if he is, we might see like a 6 steals a game combined between both of them, and really good defensive standout from both of them. So I'm excited about that.
Well, if you wanted to give a little more on him, because I'm gonna or a little more thoughts on him too, because I'm gonna try to bring up a picture of who he kind of gives me vibes of right now. Went undrafted. No, I think he went undrafted. But I'm gonna try to bring up a guy who he kind of reminds me of that I got to meet. But if you wanted to go on a little more, if you have a little more on Max Shulga.
Yeah. Last year he was named Atlantic Top 10 Player of the Year, earning first team All A10 honors in both 24 and 25. So 2 seasons in a row where he's named the A10 Player of the Year. I think that says a lot about accolades wise where he's at and how much of an impact he had on VCU. Averaged, let's see, okay, averaged 21 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. And is when he earned Player of the Week, A10 Player of the Week. His stats for
Wow.
that week were 21, 5, 5, and a steal, shooting 66.7 from the field and hitting 9 out of 13 threes in that week. So in that week, he went 9 for 13 from threes and shot 67% from the field, averaging 21 points. Dropped 22 points against George Mason and Duquesne, energizing both games for VCU and earning them both wins to climb in those ATN standings. Um, he's from Ukraine. He's a Ukrainian player. Moved to Spain when he was 11. Played at Utah State, transferred to VCU, and that's where he was for his last 2 seasons. He described the court as his getaway or his outlet and provides him emotional refuge during difficult times. So he sees playing basketball or playing on the court as a safe space or as a place providing emotional refuge. Um, Also, the last thing I'm going to say about him is that he led VCU to a regular season A10 title as they went on with being co-champions with a 25-6 record. So I think he's a leader. He's a leader, and he's really a guy that's going to impact whatever team he's on, and really be the guy that they need in terms of scoring, rebounding, and defense.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pull this up. This is a guy I don't know if he reminds you of him too, just from NBA perspective. Jack Golke, who I got to meet. Um, Jack Golke, I don't know. He kind of gives me Jack Golke vibes. Not definitely a different player than Jack Golke, like completely different player. But he's a guy that could have easily went undrafted, but has potential to affect the game. I feel like he's gonna spend a lot of time in Maine, but and I said I connected this pick a lot to Anton Watson, but I'm gonna change that because I feel like he's a lot better than Anton Watson. As Anton Watson, who was drafted by the Celtics last year, ended up getting cut from the Celtics, is now with the Knicks. But I feel like this is a guy who could be obviously with the 57th pick, who could be developed into something. I don't know where his career is with Boston. I haven't looked at that. I'm like, could he have a career with Boston? I don't know. But I look at you said it too right there, Daniel. His stats and everything that you just provided, he could be a guy who could affect the game immediately for the Celtics. And not immediately for the Celtics, but in future time for the Celtics as we bring up his stats again. I mean, look at this. This is what blew me away. I was like, okay, all right, there's something behind here. But ultimately, do you have any final thoughts on the players we drafted or anything regarding these players in the draft that the Celtics acquired? Or do you see anyone? Obviously, you already talked about who you would have rather seen them, but what are your thoughts now on Hugo, Amari, and Max? What are your thoughts on them? Are you happy about these picks? Where can you go from here?
Well, you changed my mind on Hugo. I'm now gonna say like I'm not gonna say I'm happy with the pick, but I'm less sad about it now, and I'm gonna give him a chance to prove himself and see where he goes from here. I'm obviously really big on Amari Williams. I think he's gonna be good, really good with the Celtics, and I'm also big on Shulga as well. I think he's gonna need some time to prove himself because I feel like we're big on guards right now, so we're not going to use him much next season, probably not. But I think for the main Celtics, he can offer a lot, and it's going to be fun seeing him play in the G League. I'm going to be tuning into every game for the
We're gonna be
Celtics
there.
play.
We'll be
Oh
there.
yeah, and yeah, it's going to be fun seeing him play. And obviously, all picks, because they're going to the Celtics, are good picks because we trust Brad Stevens and what he's doing to this franchise. But yeah, it's going to be exciting to see next season which one of those three guys gets the most minutes, which one of those three guys impacts the most in the Celtics uniform. And yeah, it's going to be fun next season. I hope Amari Williams is going to be the top out of those three to get the most minutes and the most experience as well. But good luck to all those three drafts that the Celtics drafted and bring on next season, honestly.